What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Video Game Pickups with GamingEsquire. As you can see, the lighting's quite a bit better today because I'm filming in the daytime, so I'm able to use the natural light instead of the yellow light that comes out of these bulbs I've got in the lamps here. So hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit better, and I'm going to try to start doing more recording in the daytime if at all possible. Now, that means my videos will most likely only come out on the weekends. Instead of the 2 times per week that I've been doing previously, but it does make the video quality a little bit better. But I've got about 3 shopping bags worth of stuff to show off, so this will probably be quite a bit shorter video than the last one. Which brings me to my next point. When I have a lot of stuff to show, would you guys prefer me to do one long video showing it all, or to break it up into several 10 to 12 minute videos and show them like that? Either way is fine with me. I just want to ensure that you guys, I know it's tough to sit still for a 30-minute video about somebody talking about what they picked up, so if you guys would prefer me to do 10 to 12 minute videos instead, let me know and I can certainly do that. But anyway, let's get into the stuff I've picked up this week. There wasn't a lot going on the clearance rack this week up until today, but let's show you what I did get earlier in the week. First of all, I got Dave Mirra Freestyle 2 for the GameCube, which is absolutely terrible. I tried to play. I used to really like extreme sports games, and I don't know if it's that I'm getting older and my interests are changing, or if the games are just not as good as I remember, or if this game just really blows. But I did not like it. I made it through half of the tutorial and thought it was so stupid that I just put it down. So anyway, I didn't have it, so now it was like $3. It's complete, so reasonable price, but it's nothing that I'll probably ever play again. Then I got Smuggler's Run War Zones for GameCube. It's also complete. It was $3. It's not terrible. I think it's kind of like a combat, vehicle combat type game. I've never played Smuggler's Run, so I can't confirm that, but that's what it appears to be. And then I also got WrestleMania 19 for the GameCube with Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, and The Rock on the cover there. That's a much pudgier Rock than you see today. He actually had a little bit of a belly on him then compared to how ripped he is now. But this is missing the manual. It's more of an ode to the older style wrestling games that actually had like a story mode instead of just Road to WrestleMania, or hey guys, here's matches that happened in the last 20 years, replay them and we'll guide you directly through how to do that. This actually had a story mode, and you could kind of carry out. It's got 24 unique missions. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the way they do that now, where they're like, oh, here's a WrestleMania moment. Let's recreate it. Here, we'll tell you what to do. Press these buttons and for this quick time event to happen, which is going to lead to the next thing, which now you have to hit somebody with a chair. Be sure you do that. It's just stupid. You can't. It takes the creativity out of the game. It takes the fun out of the game, I think. I guess it's kind of cool that they do the throwback factor, but whatever. It's not for me. But that's a side note. Let's get into the PS1 games I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. The first one was Die Hard Trilogy. It was $3. I remember playing the first Die Hard on the arcade machine at Pizza Hut when I was in, I don't know, elementary school probably. And I really, really loved that game. We went to eat at Pizza Hut probably once every other week or something, and Jake and I would just spend quarters in there just playing that game. And I spent a lot more than he did because I played it all the time. I would go in there a little bit more often than he would. And then if we ever had team banquets and stuff, and T-ball, that type of thing, we'd always go to Pizza Hut, and I would play it then too. So I've played a lot of the first Die Hard. It was a pretty fun game. It's worth like $7 probably, but I got it for $3, so it was reasonable. Then I got 4 other PlayStation 1 games. all black labels for 50 cents a piece. I got Contender, which is a kind of kooky boxing game. It's, I think I played this back when it came out in, I don't know, 98 or something, but I don't remember much about it. But man, this looks kind of cartoony. And then I got Driver. So now I have Driver 1, Driver 2, and then Driver 1 and 2 double pack. So I've completed the PlayStation 1 selection there. This game was pretty cool when it first came out. You had to do all these stunts, and you're basically a getaway driver for a criminal. So it was actually kind of innovative and kind of cool. Now Driver 3 blew. I mean, it was terrible. It just wasn't a good game. I got Rainbow Six Lone Wolf, which I don't know. I may already have, but the Rainbow Six games for the PS1 were kind of cool. It was just, squad-based games. Actually, this may not be it. This one isn't a squad-based, I don't think. I think it's just a first-person shooter, which is kind of unusual, but that's cool. Finally, I got Test Drive 5, which is like a street car racer. Pretty cool game. I don't know that I particularly played Test Drive 5, but I've definitely played some of the other ones, and they were fun, so went in and picked it up. All those games were worth between $3 and $7, so nothing too crazy, but for 50 cents I wasn't going to pass them up. And I went in there a couple more times throughout the week and didn't find anything I wanted. So I held off yesterday and to give it a little time to repopulate the clearance rack and whatnot. And I went in there this morning and I found quite a bit of stuff actually. Well, quite a bit is relative, but I found some solid stuff. Let's say that. First, I got Eye of the Beholder for the SNES for $4. It's worth $7 or $8, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons game by Capcom. So it's probably pretty cool. Really good shape. Other than, actually, yeah, it's in really good shape. I thought there was Sharpie on it, but there's not. Definitely gonna have to pop this one in and give it a shot. It says it was put on the shelves on 12/13. I think that was, let's see, what is today's date? The date of this is 12/14, so it was put on the shelf yesterday, and I grabbed it. And then I got Super Empire Strikes Back. For whatever reason, the label was taken from this one, but I believe it was $2.99. So it's worth $7 or $8 as well. It's also in phenomenal shape. Now I've got all three of the Super Star Wars games. So pretty excited to have it. I think this one's the best one. And it's also the best movie. So, it kind of goes hand in hand. Then I got, I put a sales sticker on there, but I got Final Fantasy Tactics I paid $8 for it, but that's a little higher than I like to pay. But it's worth 13 to 15 bucks, and normally it's selling for at least 10 or 12. The other half price books in town sells it for 11 bucks, so I got it for a little cheaper than that. And it's one of the only Final Fantasies on the PlayStation that I didn't have. Went ahead and grabbed that one. If you don't know, it's a strategy RPG where you have to move around your troops and that sort of thing. And then I went down to the clearance rack for the rest of these. And I got Skylanders Giant. It's missing the manual, but it's it's still worth a decent amount of money. It's a fairly brand new game. It's only $1. I don't have the pad thing, but I can probably find one of those, and then I can make a little bundle out of it. I got College Slam for the Genesis. It's missing the manual, but it was only 50 cents, so I was willing to to miss out on the manual to get a Genesis game that I don't think I have. Let's see. Apparently I do have it, but it's okay. It's 50 cents. I can probably sell it to another game store for $1 and then make a little money on it. The last two were the best things that I did get all day, A and B, but they also were only $1 each, so that's cool. The first one is Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Cause. Now, the disc is kind of scratched up, but it's really not that bad. You probably can't even see the scratches on it in that picture. I think it'll play, and if it doesn't, it was $1. Not that big of a deal, and it's worth about 25 to 30 bucks. So definitely a solid pickup for $1. And this game it kind of throws the zombie genre on its head, and you're actually a zombie, and you go around eating brains of the humans in the city, and you build up a horde of zombies to help you out. It's actually a pretty freaking cool game. It's a very unique concept. You don't see this type of thing very often, and it's also got a pretty cool soundtrack with a lot of 1950s style songs on it, because it's supposed to be taking place in 1959, I believe. And it's a pretty cool game, and I can't wait to pop it in and make sure it works. I remember playing this at a buddy's house a while ago when it came out on the Xbox. So I hadn't played it in a while, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. So it's a good find. And this game was $1 as well. The case is a little bit busted up, but it's Conquer Live and Reloaded. As you can see, the case is a little bit broken back there, but that's not a big deal. They had it priced for $1. It's complete. It's got the mail and everything. The only problem is the case is a little beat up. This sells for about 25 to 30 bucks as well. Basically, it is a censored version of Conker's Bad Fur Day that also comes with a online multiplayer mode. I think it's online. Yeah, it's Xbox. It's through Xbox Live, I believe. Yeah, but this the multiplayer for this was really popular when it was out. It's like one of the top 10 multiplayer games for 2 or 3 years after its release. So that kind of says a lot about this game and how popular it was. And I think Conker's Bad Fur Day probably contributes to the value of this one a little bit, because everybody wants to play that game for whatever reason, and this is a little bit easier to find, although not a lot easier. I don't think Conker's Bad Fur Day is that rare. It's just its legend kind of builds up the value of it. I don't have it, but I know several people that do, and you can find it for cheap. But I got the Xbox version, so that's pretty cool for $1. And then after I got those, I was feeling lucky, so I went across town to see what the other, or when I say across town, I mean like 5 minutes down the road, to the other half-price books to see what they had going on. And I got a few things there as well. Nothing as great of a deal as what I got at the other, and I never get as good of a deal at the second one I went to as I do at my primary one, because they always price their games more expensively. But I got Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball, which I think I actually have. As you can tell, I really don't know what I have and what I don't on my Genesis, because there's so many sports games out there that I can't remember which ones I've taken the time to purchase and which ones I haven't. Apparently, I don't have this one, so that was good. It was $1 and it's complete, so it's worth 5 or 6 bucks when complete. And I got Madden 92. This is it's complete as well. I think this is the standard release of the championship edition that I have, the Blockbuster exclusive. But this one's in really good shape, and it's worth 4 or 5 bucks too. But it was $1, so I went ahead and grabbed that one. This is the one where when a player gets injured, the ambulance comes on the field and it actually knocks any players that are in its way out of the way and runs over them. It's actually kind of funny. I kind of miss this old style NFL game because, well, actually this was before he had the NFL license. It was just John Madden football. but I miss this old style game because they're just easier to play. Now it's also complicated, and I mean you basically have to have quite the football acumen to be able to even play the games anymore, and it's just not fun. But those were a lot of fun. And I got a couple of clearance disc games. The first one's for PlayStation. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the first one. Um, as I said earlier, I used to love extreme sports games, especially the Tony Hawk series. Now I've played Tony Hawk 2 on the PS1 in the last year, and I really was terrible at it, even though I was phenomenal at it when I was, 12 or 13. So I'm beginning to. I think it's probably my age. Just not as good at games as I used to be. At least those type of games. My interest have changed. I'm more into shooters as far as horizontal and vertical shooters, shoot 'em ups, that type of thing now. Not so much into sports games, and of course I've always been into RPGs, so I played a lot of those as well. But that was kind of a side rant or a side. I don't know. I also got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for the Dreamcast. It was a buck as well. Now these are both worth $5 or $6. And anytime I find a Dreamcast game that I don't have, I go ahead and pick it up because you just don't, come across them all that often. And then they put a sticker on pretty much everything I bought. That is obnoxious. But I got Open Season for the GameCube for $2. Another system. Sometimes I forget what I have. Don't have this one, so that it fills a hole in the collection. It's in good shape. It's only worth like $4 or $5, and I think it's a pretty crappy game. I think it's kind of a mini game type party game, Mario Party clone or something. I don't know, but nothing I'll ever play. But I didn't have it. Then I got Super Tennis for the Super Nintendo for $1. It's not worth much more than that, but I couldn't remember if I had it or not, so I figured for $1 it was worth it. Then I paid full price for 3 N64 games, 2 of which were, relatively quite a bit cheaper than what you usually find them for, and the other was a couple bucks cheaper. First one is Quake 64. It was $4. It's worth $6 probably. It was, pretty good first-person shooter. I don't remember much about it. I just remember that I kind of liked it as a kid. But anyway, then I got Mortal Kombat Trilogy for $8. It's worth 12, 13, roughly. But it's sort of uncommonish because I think I've only run into it one other time, and they wanted like $15, so I wasn't paying that. And I finally found this game at a price that I was willing to pay for it, because the other half-price books, the one that's usually more reasonable with their prices, was selling it for $20, I think, and this one was selling it for about half of that. They're selling Mario Tennis for $8. It's got a little bit of label tear over here, but it's not that big of a deal, and if it plays, then that's awesome. It was $8. It's worth between 12 and 15. So very, very excited to get that one. The only Mario Tennis game I've ever played was the one on Game Boy Advance, Mario Power Tennis, I think, or Power Tour Tennis. But I enjoyed that game. I played through it 3 or 4 times on my Game Boy Advance. I only had a couple games for the Advance when I got it, but I've obviously got many more now. I don't ever play the handheld very often. Play the PSP some, and I play my DS a little bit, but aside from that, I don't do much in the way of handhelds. What I have been playing a lot is my TurboGrafx. Been playing Fantasy Zone like crazy. Awesome game, such a fun game. I've made it like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way to the game without getting the game over. But that's the farthest I've gotten, and that's after 20 or 30 tries to get that far. I play about an hour a day, or so, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just such a simplistic game, and it harkens back to the time when you didn't have to do all these advanced combos and have 14 buttons on the controller to have fun. You had a shoot bullet button and a bomb button. That's all you needed, and it's just a lot of fun as a game. And then I've also been playing some sidearms, which is actually really, really freaking cool. My TurboGrafx controller is a little bit wonky, and the way the buttons are set up is that the left button, or button one, I can't remember what it's called, but the one on the left shoots any enemies coming to your left, and the one on the right shoots any enemies coming at you from the right. And my right button is a little wonky, so uh, luckily it's just the bomb button in Fantasy Zone. But it makes playing sidearms a lot harder. But it's fairly reliable. It's not the worst. But I really like that game as well. And I don't like Vindicators. I think that game kind of blows. It just I'm not that great at beat 'em ups, and it's not a very good one to me. So it's kind of 0 for 2 on that. And then the other game, what is the other game? Oh, Paris All Stars. I just played it that one time to make sure it worked. I'm not big on puzzle platform type games, so it's not really for me. But I mean, a lot of people love it. So I think that's everything. This video still went longer than I expected it to. I guess I'm a little long-winded, but I got the office Christmas party tonight, which for me entails just kind of going for a little while and making an appearance and eating some chicken tenders or whatever they've got catered, and exchanging gifts and heading out. Whereas most people go to these Christmas parties and get kind of wild and crazy. I'm not really too wild and crazy. My idea of a good time is food and video games and sports, so it's not really the same as most other people's Christmas party good time. So plus I don't like to. I'm not a big party animal at all, and I'm sure not going to be in front of people I work with. So I will probably just eat some food, drink a little water, and head to the house. But that's what I've got to look forward to this weekend. So until next time, subscribe, like, leave comments. They're greatly appreciated. And let me know if you like shorter format or longer format videos. I'll do the best that I can. But above all, keep hunting.